Hi, my name is Ryan Hutchins with Peak Business Valuation. In our last video, we discussed why applying a revenue multiple to a physical therapy practice isn't a great indication of implied value for a physical therapy practice. However, I also mentioned that in some instances, a revenue multiple might be applicable to a physical therapy practice. And I wanted to touch on why we think that. So if you are building a physical therapy practice and you're looking at it more so from a growth opportunity and you're in a hyper expansion mode, meaning the profits in the company rather than distributing them out to the owners of the company, those profits are then put back into the business to either open up a secondary location or a third location. In that case, you might look at a revenue multiple because there are no profits in the business. And so therefore looking at an EBITDA multiple or a seller's discretionary earnings multiple isn't applicable because you can't apply a multiple to an earnings base that is zero. So looking at a revenue multiple actually might be reasonable just because the company is growing faster. Most physical therapy practices don't necessarily get into this growth type phase where they're just looking to go from one location to location 3, 4, 5. We've dealt with a couple companies in San Francisco and in Kansas and in Texas that have actually taken this approach, but they're not common. So if you're in a rapid expansion with your physical therapy practice, a revenue multiple might actually make sense for you. However, when we perform our research on companies that have transacted or are currently operating or talking with business brokers, we're going to ask and dig into each of those transactions to find those companies where the revenue multiple was used and is more applicable to your subject company. Because working with a company that has an operating profit margin that's positive or that is close to negative due to poor efficiencies in operations, like those two companies we're not going to look at. We're going to look at the companies that have been growing rapidly and been using their profits in order to fund that growth rather than funding growth through debt. So if you have questions, feel free to give us a call at 435-359-2684. Thanks and have a great day.